If you want to understand the Epstein story, you need to understand one moment. The moment that everything went wrong. Not the plane flights, not the island, not the 2019 arrest. Grand jury. One that turned dozens of victims' statements into one single misdemeanor charge and let Epstein walk away with a plea deal that protected everyone around him. And now, almost 20 years later, Pam Bondi, of all people, just filed a motion to unseal those grand jury transcripts. Yeah, yeah, Pam Bondi. Uh-huh. This is not a small procedural move. This is a detonation. One, because in 2006 is when the whole cover-up began. In 2005, 2006, Palm Beach police identified 30 minor victims, collected evidence, and recommended multiple felony charges. But when the case went to the grand jury, it mysteriously came back with one count: solicitation of a minor. Yeah, that's what he got. Police officers said that the result made no sense at all based on their evidence. Something or someone interfered. Unsealing these transcripts will tell us who diluted those charges, who pressured prosecutors, and who stepped behind the scenes. This is a missing chapter from the Epstein saga, too, because it shows how deep the protection ran. The 2006 decision didn't just let Epstein off easy. It set off a chain reaction. Epstein gets a sweetheart deal. Dozens of victims are silenced. Federal charges are shelved. The non-prosecution agreement is drafted so broadly, it shields unnamed co-conspirators. Epstein moves freely for another 13 years. If prosecutors or political actors intervened in 2006, then the system didn't fail. The system was made to fail. That's why these transcripts matter. They reveal how the machinery of protection was built. Number 3, because the DOJ has fought this for 17 years. Every time somebody tried to revisit this chapter, victims, journalists, attorneys, the Justice Department argued the transcripts should remain sealed. Why? Because grand jury secrecy is absolute, or because the decisions made inside that room would embarrass powerful people? Bondi's motion forces that question back onto the table. Is secrecy protecting victims or protecting institutions? 4, because names may have been mentioned. Grand jury transcripts often include raw testimony. Names, timelines, locations, flight logs, witness statements, financial links. Even if names weren't charged, they may have been mentioned. If anyone connected to Epstein appeared in those transcripts, politically, socially, or financially, that information would become public. Yes, it would. This is why those files are radioactive. They don't just expose Epstein, they expose the ecosystem around him. Which is why I'm so shocked that Pam Bondi is the one doing this. 5, because it completes the timeline. Right now, the Epstein story has a giant black hole. Before 2006, dozens of victims and an active investigation. After 2006, Epstein magically protected. 2019, Epstein arrested again. What's missing is the part that explains why Epstein wasn't stopped. Unsealing the transcript closes the loop between the first investigation and everything that followed. The secrecy, the influence, the immunity deals, and the decades of unanswered questions. This is the origin story of the cover-up. Number 6, this isn't about Trump or Clinton. This is about power. Unsealing 2006 doesn't protect Republicans. It doesn't protect Democrats. It doesn't protect billionaires, intelligent assets, academics, princes, CEOs, or political donors. It threatens all of them. That's why this moment is so important. This is the first time somebody with political standing has pushed to expose the first crime scene of the Epstein Protection Network. So why does this matter in the larger timeline? Because the truth about Epstein doesn't start in 2019. It starts in 2006, in a room where the evidence said one thing, and the outcome said something entirely different. If those transcripts are unsealed, we finally learn who altered the course of justice. We learn who protected Jeffrey Epstein, and we learned why the world's most connected predator walked free long enough to hurt more children. This is the moment that the timeline snaps back into focus, and maybe, finally, the cover-up cracks wide open. For the victims' sake, I hope this happens because they are really the only ones that matter in this case. The rest is just juicy gossip for all of us. But these women now who were abused as children, they need their justice. So sad. Hang in there, guys. This should be an interesting ride. There's more coming.